Good evening, everyone. I'd like to now call the Menomonee Falls Public Library Board of Trustees monthly board meeting on Wednesday, July 15th, 2026 at 6 o'clock to order. First, we have roll call. Nicole Barker, President.
Tom Ewig, Vice President.
John Soper.
Village Trustee Matt Hayes.
Scott Habegger.
Dave Munoz, Superintendent of Schools.
Tom Hoffman, Director of Public Works, Assistant Village Manager. Michael Dennis.
Jacqueline Romer.
Next, we would have public comment. However, there is nobody here for public comment, so we will skip on to the consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda will be approved in one motion unless any board member requests that an item be removed for individual discussion. That item can be considered at an appropriate time during the board's regular order of business or under new business. I need,
Motion to approve.
okay, motion to approve.
Second.
Second, all right. Motion and seconds. Any discussion? All right.
Anything extraordinary in the budget that we are trying to wrestle with, or is it pretty straightforward?
Straightforward for this one, yes.
All right, all in favor of approving the minutes from the last regular board meeting and the expenditures for June 2026 in the amount of $55,028.70, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consideration of the award of contract for the Public Library Interior Renovation Project number 50010. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second, and we'll thank you guys for the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first floor renovation, as we've been talking about for a few years now, is officially in the post-bid status. So the project was bid on June 16th. The bids opened up on July 2nd, and we ended up having one contractor submit the bid. The sole and therefore lowest bid was by Creative Constructors LLC here in Menomonee Falls. The total base bid is $699,900. There was an alternate included for additional lighting in the coves of the main lobby that was proposed for $21,000. At this time, after looking at the contractor's recommendations, we don't believe that that alternate is necessary, that there will be sufficient lighting with the new fixtures that we're putting in, so we don't need additional lighting, and it was more aesthetics than anything, so really not worth the $21,000. For funding sources for this project, as you saw in the memo that I sent you, include the $200,000 from the village's Fund 605 for carpet and paint, the library's fund balance, and then also capital campaign funds that we've been raising with the help of the Menomonee Falls Library Friends. We're also getting a $2,500 safety grant through the village's insurance company to go towards our secure door behind the circulation desk. The proposed bid from Creative does fall within the budgeted estimate for the project costs. I would recommend that we move ahead with Creative for this project.
And sorry, I don't know what their local work is that they've done.
They have done a few libraries before, so they have worked with the Washington Park Library as part of Milwaukee Public Library, and they also did the Beaver Dam Library renovation. I had a chance to talk to the director at Beaver Dam, and she was very impressed with their work.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for taking that initiative to talk.
I always see them when I'm driving down the freeway, so they're like local, so
Yeah.
not far.
I watched them do the Washington one. I didn't know that's who did it. So,
Beaver Dam just finished up recently. I believe the Washington Park one was maybe a year or two ago that they did that.
Yes.
What was our initial, what we budgeted for it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I have that information. Let me just pull that up. The initial budgetary thought was actually about the same amount of money. So when we got some initial estimates with the designers, that was very, very close to where we're at with this general contractor. Furnishings came in a little bit lower than we anticipated. Technology came in higher than we anticipated. Obviously, like that is bound to happen with all of the technology, costs going up, skyrocketing. So that was about $10,000 higher. Signage right now, we have staying the same growth. We've always anticipated for the design group, that amount of money. But like I said, the contracting cost from the budget to what we actually received was pretty spot on.
And then the number that we're considering not to exceed is 888.
Yes,
Is that, with a 25% buffer?
that's the
Did I-
15%
or 15.
contingency, yes.
Thank you.
So that 15% contingency is $115,000. So it's a significant portion of the project, which
Yeah.
we hope to not have to spend, at least in the full amount, certainly.
Perfect.
And Tom's here as well to answer any questions that you may have as well. that
Any
he's-
reason why there was only one bid?
So we did have a very popular pre-bid opening meeting. Scott was able to attend and Tom was there as well. There were, I think, about 15 different contractors and subcontractors who attended. I was able to talk to one of them and it was just strictly a scheduling issue. I also think that part of the issue is we're staying fully open the entire time. And we are implementing a 5-phase plan where we cordon off small parts of the project, but work around it. So patrons will be moving around it. I think that's difficult for a lot of contractors who maybe are used to just putting up a huge plastic tarp and being able to work in one large area versus bringing in the electricians for this one area, and then a month later, this other area, and doing it in such a phased approach. Tom, I don't know if you have any feedback on that?
One of the things we've been seeing with other projects the village has been putting on is that, general contractors have gone from new building construction to a lot of companies are doing renovations now. So the general contractors are filling up their schedules. Even when we did the, Public Works edition that we're gonna start in probably about 2 months, we had like I said, the pre-bid was really robust with people. We only ended up with, I think, 3 bidders bidding on it finally. And a lot of them basically said, yeah, we like the project, but it just couldn't fit into our winter schedule or fall schedule. We're starting to line up all these remodels already. So the general contracting area is starting to fill up quickly for remodels. Now, if you're putting out a rather massive, large building, they come to those, but the remodels are kind of filling up right now.
That makes sense. All right. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? All right, all in favor of awarding the contract for the public library interior renovation project number 50010 to Creative Constructors LLC? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, then we have consideration and possible approval to authorize the library director to execute agreements and take all actions necessary to complete the public library interior renovation project number 50010 with a total cost not to exceed $888,000. I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, Jack.
So we are doing a few things outside of the GC scope. That includes AV, any IT networking things are going to be outside of that scope, as well as furnishings and signage. We are working with, or hope to work with, the village's preferred vendors for the technology portion of it, the cabling. They are security certified, they know the village very well, they are certified with all of the Mohawk cabling needs. We also do get very good pricing from them. So we would like to work with them on the moving network jacks, installing the new screens, and just working on that aspect of it. For signage, we're working on some quotes with local businesses as well. And we will get government pricing for that as well as the furnishings. We're not buying a lot of furnishings, so basically wherever you go, we're gonna get the government contract, so we're just doing that separate from the GC. So I just need approval to be able to purchase those things.
Any questions? All right. All in favor of authorizing the library director to execute agreements and take all actions necessary to complete the public library interior renovation project number 50010 with a budget not to exceed $88,000, $888,000. Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. We're gonna take
Thank you, Tom.
nominations. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
You too.
You as well. We're taking nominations now for Library Board Office of President for the term of July 2026 to June 2027. I was nominated last time. If there's any additional nominations. No? All right. Then, yeah, all right. Do we need a motion or is it just a vote?
Yep, we'll just move on to the election and then we don't even need a vote for the nominations portion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's
It's just
Because it's
anybody
only one?
on the floor, yeah, we don't even need a vote if there's multiple, and then we just move straight into election.
okay. All right, and then I'll need,
Need a
so we
motion.
don't need a vote, right? On,
for election.
for election?
Not
Okay.
for nominations.
Okay,
So that's the only office we're,
no, we're
Okay.
doing vice president next.
oh, okay.
All right,
Is there more than one person for that one?
not yet.
Okay. How about, what, are we also doing,
We're gonna do that one next. So let's do,
I'd say if they're all running unopposed, I mean, let's just. do this on the clock.
yeah,
You have to go through each one,
yeah. All right, to vote for me for president, raise your hand.
okay. So,
You
yeah.
need a motion first.
I
Oh,
move to vote
okay.
for the president.
Second.
Okay, motion in a second. All in favor of?
Aye.
There we go. All right, now we're taking nominations for the library board office of vice president for the term July 2026 to June 2027. Tom Ewig was nominated last time. Would anyone else like to nominate someone or nominate themselves?
Do you accept, Tom?
IT.
Unless Matt wants it.
No, thank you.
I think that's not
Okay.
allowed, but yes.
I move for the vote.
Seconded.
All right. I got a motion and a second. All in favor of electing Tom Ewig as vice president, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion
Just a
passed.
quick thing, here under F.
Oh, yeah, it
you
says
didn't
secretary
move.
treasurer. And it's also on the website as secretary treasurer still
Really?
too. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I will update that
FYI.
tonight. Sorry about that.
At least I remembered to say vice president today. I'm just saying, I remembered it this time.
Oh,
I have it written in my notes that it's vice president. All right. Next we have discuss and consider for approval the 2026-2027 library board meeting dates. I need a motion to approve the meeting dates.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Discussion.
All of these are the third Wednesday of the month, other than February, which would be the fourth Wednesday of the month, February 24th, 2027 for the annual report. We always do 1 week later.
Not to get ahead of us on the schedule. So it says next meeting TBD, but it's on here for August 18th. Does that
That's
make sense?
because we're voting on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I've done this twice, three times now. My bad. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I have.
So am I just,
Yeah,
I just wanna
it's the
confirm
19th. It is the 19th.
Okay,
February
just thought so.
20,
It's 19th.
27, then
Okay.
February will be the 24th.
Correct.
Not the 17th.
Correct.
Fourth week.
Does anybody see any potential issues as of right now with being able to attend any of these meetings? All right, I'm just gonna say I don't schedule that far
Maybe,
out ahead.
Maybe
so.
June 16th, but it just depends on.
The only one that I see is maybe March, because it falls on St. Patty's Day.
Oh,
It's the day after my
So-
birthday too.
On the day before mine.
And
The
my
following
mother-in-law
week is
does,
my
does
anniversary, I
a
think,
whole thing,
so-
so it's
The
like,
Archbishop gives me crew lunch.
I'd rather be here.
you mean the Archbishop's not gonna give you a special
Do we wanna
dispensation?
change
Usually
that?
does.
Do
Usually.
you guys want to change that date?
We go out of town or something.
Should we change the March date to
What would that be?
before the 11th
When is,
We're only 2 weeks.
or the 4th? We could do the 4th,
when is spring
the
break?
25th.
We can't do the 25th.
Why?
That's my anniversary.
Oh, wait, that's,
24th.
oh, wait,
It's
I'm
the
looking at,
24th, not
hold
the
on one
20th.
second.
It would be the 24th, the fourth week would be
Yes,
the
I
24th.
was looking at 2026, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So February, can we do March 24th instead of the 17th?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me.
I'd rather do
Oh, wait, you'd rather do which one?
the 17th.
Oh, okay.
That March is busy for me.
There's also March 31st. We're blessed with an extra
That would be better
Wednesday.
for me.
David, when is,
We can all
when
go
is
to
spring
my
break?
house and celebrate St. Patty's Day.
Is that good for everybody, March 31st if we
That'd be
moved it?
perfect, yeah.
30th.
I'm just throwing more wrinkles in.
Yeah, yeah. When's Easter?
I would just set it.
Oh,
It's the 28th.
Of March?
Easter?
Yeah, Easter's the 28th.
March.
David,
Mhm.
you doing spring break?
So I may not be.
I don't.
That would be Easter break.
I could pull it up on the website.
That's my concern.
We
too, is
posted our
maybe
calendar.
we don't have much of a choice but to do the 17th
and
based
but
on,
the 10th,
ooh, the 10th.
It's on our website.
should we stick with earlier in the month of March, the 10th?
The 31st works for me.
That's
but
gonna
if
be,
it's-
I would not do the 10th only because we're pushing February to the fourth
True,
week.
yeah,
So that would be
Yeah.
2 weeks.
okay. David, you're checking on spring break?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless I get there first.
You might, it's on the website.
March 22nd to the 29th.
That is right.
So that'd be the 24th. The 31st might actually be better.
Well, that's Holy Week then. All right. Mhm.
But it would be after Holy Week.
Easter's after.
Mhm. So that would be Ash Wednesday. The whole, never, don't even worry
Holy
about
Week is the
it.
week before, isn't it?
It's been a long day.
Yeah, the 29th is a
Yeah.
Monday,
You're
so
right.
we-
Yeah,
So
you're
it would
right.
be after.
we have the Monday off as well. But you said that, the dates were right.
Yeah, so
So I think the
the
31st would be the
31st would
best.
probably be the best day then, would it not?
Yes,
It's fine.
I like the 31st.
The 17th is fine too.
Well, my birthday's the 16th, and if we go out of town, that's what
And
I'm
mine's the
saying.
18th, so.
Cause my
We're
anniversary then is
sandwiched in
the following week. So if we go out of town, we would go from like my birthday to my anniversary, so.
Tom can run the meeting.
You're the president. You're fine. Go for it.
I mean, unless John wants to lead the meetings. you know.
Oh.
No desire.
I heard him say
Like I
that.
said,
I
you're
think.
president. You drive. That's
All right,
great.
so March 31st, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Done.
Fantastic.
See how the vote falls.
All right. All in favor of approving the 2026-2027 library board meeting dates as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next is the committee reports. First is policy committee. We haven't met yet, and I don't know, we aren't due to meet again yet, right?
No, not until 2027.
That's what I thought. We're done for the year. Yay.
That's not necessarily true.
Unless something comes up, but
Yes. If there's something that comes up, then obviously we won't be
Right.
in, but. Then special projects fundraising and outreach committee.
Hey, special projects, we got a new Chamber of Commerce book that appears to have several companies on there that were not on our other list. So this is an updated one. At minimum, there's probably 20 more that we can add to take a look at. We did get 2 companies sponsoring each at $2,500. So that was good. That gives us a total right
Fantastic.
now of, I think, 8 who have given or are said they're giving, but we don't have the actual numbers yet. And we've got another committee meeting next week. First one with Matt on board, so
Right.
we'll get ready to keep running here.
Rock and roll.
Perfect. Then finance committee, Tom?
I mean, we voted in what we had to do. We haven't had a finance committee really since then. So I don't think there's anything to report other than Jackie did all this fantastic work getting the bid together and everything looks great. So nice job, Jackie, and your team, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Wonderful
Thank
job.
you.
We have a budget meeting coming soon.
Yes, I think we'll
Yep.
probably be wanting to schedule a budget meeting in late August. With the finance committee, probably late August or very early September. So I'll reach out once we know a little bit more,
Perfect.
when we have the numbers ready for you, and then we can get something scheduled.
Next is the library board president's report. I just want to say thank you to everyone for allowing me to lead and all the accomplishments that we have made this past year. I think we've had a lot of fun and I look forward to more fun this next year.
I promise to be more persnickety. So that should be fun.
Oh, you'd have to be here on time for that.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Shots fired over the bow. Just over the bow.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good year. All right.
All right, moving on. Let's go to the director's report.
So we've had a fantastic summer so far. As you can tell from the statistics, we had a 27% increase in people in our building from last June. So we saw almost 18,000 people. Things are going really, really well with people using their library, holds coming in for people. We saw a 41% increase in the amount of holds that came in for people from other libraries. We've been really focusing on adding a bunch of materials. The selectors are keeping up with regular withdrawing of materials. We've seen a 10% increase in computer usage, 27% in faxing, and Wi-Fi usage, 20%. So having the new business center on the first floor with the renovations is going to be really, I think, a huge asset and draw even more attention to these resources. We did receive a grant through Bridges Library System to be able to now have people pay for their print jobs with credit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or cash. So we have that installed on all of our computers. It has been working great. We've gotten about 50% of people using that credit card, Apple Pay, or Google Pay option for their print jobs. There have been some hiccups along the way with getting the software up and running, with the company having downtime, and just having people get used to the new software. But overall, I think this is going to be really great for the library. And I do foresee an increase in revenue because of the ability for people to pay that way versus with coins and dollar bills. So I'm hopeful that that is just going to continue to grow. And over time, all of the getting used to new software will simmer down.
So do you think the decrease in the public printing is because of those hiccups, or?
It's possible. We did have a few days where cash printing wasn't working, for instance. So as the company pushes out those new software updates, occasionally there's glitches. It's possible. That's also one of those things that just fluctuates. There's really no real rhyme or reason to it, but definitely a few days of downtime would do that.
Yeah.
Faxing was up 27%.
Yeah.
That faxing just keeps going up.
15.5% year over year.
More faxes.
Since we're
We
over,
don't concentrate on that number.
since we're over halfway through the year, I included just a scope of our latitude shared revenue payments and how we're doing. As you can see, our yearly average for revenue has gone up almost $100 from 2024, and about $80 from 2025. So that's fantastic. And I think that it just continues to grow. We have the Bridges Library scavenger hunt highlighting that area. So that's been going really well. And overall things are really looking right, for Latitude. So that's fantastic.
I want to just throw a note in there on Jackie's behalf on that one, because I was up at Latitude grabbing a coffee and I saw that and I just asked the girl behind the counter, I said, how is this doing? Is it affecting anything? And she said, oh my goodness, the weekends are bananas. And so I came down and I said, Jackie, who thought of that? And she did, to put it up there on the counter. So I wanted to give you a huge kudos for that, because that is a fantastic way to bring and highlight something that we have that's unique and also can get back to our library.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been fun to see people from other libraries come in and actually go up and look at the cafe, go in the cafe and see what it all has to offer. It's such a unique offering for libraries, so that's been a really cool resource to highlight for sure. So I'm glad that it's working.
I was gonna say, I think a really nice thing is it's every month is up versus last year.
Right.
So that's a really good trend.
Yep.
Is there any talk about the outside space being closed in for the winter so they can utilize it?
I haven't heard any updates on that, and
Because there was some discussion.
there were some initial discussions, and then it went to the village, and then we didn't hear anything back. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be something that they bring up again, but when I meet with the owners this month, I can definitely ask them if that's something that they're still interested in pursuing. And
What about that?
I do not, but I can look
Can
into it.
we, fill him in, so when he's there, he can bring it up?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Matt, I'll talk to you about it after the meeting, just kind of what the idea was, and we can go.
Because I know they utilize that space pretty heavily,
Yeah, in the summer.
you know, in
Yes.
the summer and the late spring and even into the fall.
Mhm.
But at some point, it's just not doable,
Yeah.
just
Right.
based on Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Well, and it is nice to be able to like go out there with a coffee or whatever and like be able to discuss like, I don't know, books. Like that would be a great spot if it was enclosed or at least warmer in the winter time, you know, for like,
I would think about it from the standpoint of meetings. Because when
Yeah.
we still had our offices here, like our business office would do meetings out there.
Mhm.
yeah,
You know, and you can't necessarily do that, you know, in a quieter library area.
right. That's
But
what I
out
was
there,
thinking
you
when you
feel a
want to
little
have
bit
like a
more free
discussion.
to have kind of an informal meeting,
Mhm.
you know, smaller meeting,
Yeah,
but just,
I definitely see that space utilized a lot more now than it ever was before Latitude was in there.
Definitely,
Mhm.
yes, certainly.
And then just kind of looking at the highlighted for next month, is Truck Day happening again?
Yes,
Oh, cool,
Yep.
cool.
we have to have truck day, yes. and
I'm just, I like, cause that was such, you know, that was such a great day
Yes.
for us just out here for
Yes.
circulation and then for Latitude, like, just wanted to make sure that that was staying
Yes,
on.
they are going to have their trailer out there again this year, and then
Awesome.
for that, they give us the proceeds back as if it was a transaction upstairs, so.
That's
Just-
awesome.
Love that. That's fantastic.
We continue to work on the capital improvement plan for the next 5 years, continuing work on that. I had a really great meeting with the village finance director to talk about long-term strategies for funding these projects, versus going to the village board, for instance, in 2028 and saying, hey, we need an $18,000 server this year. Can we have the extra money? Strategizing ways with her expertise to build up our fund balance strategically over the years by potentially budgeting. Say next year, we put $5,000 in our budget to put into the fund balance so that when the time comes, we have those funds available versus needing to ask for additional funding on a one-time basis for these large purchases. So we're still in discussions about that. She's looking into it. So hopefully that's something that we can rely on in future years so that we're not, you know, just having to ask the village for a one year bump. It seems just very difficult for everybody, for multiple reasons. So I hope that we're able to do this because that would be an amazing way to build up our fund balance for these special projects.
Would there, and this could maybe just be done from an accounting standpoint, but you know, making sure that that subset of funds is carried over in a different column
Yes.
for capital expenditures rather than necessarily, you know, because we had those two fund balances that went into one. I don't know necessarily if we want to go back to two fund balances, just having the one, but allocating, another column or a line item on that to just account for what that looks like.
Yes, and she was running through a few different scenarios of, it could be a possible different account where that just stands alone within the larger village general fund. And then we would,
Sure.
put it there. So there's tons of different ways that we could implement it. So stay tuned on
Cool.
that. I do have some fun updates for you from our youth services and adult services manager about the summer library program. So across the board, our summer library program participation is up so much this year. So for adults, right now we have 652 adults registered. So that's a 2% increase from last year. 162 teens, that's an 18% increase so far because they still have until July 31st to register, and they can backdate their reading so that they can log what days they've read throughout the summer so far and still earn the prizes for that. So everybody do it if you haven't done it. It's amazing. And we have over 1,100 kids registered, which is an 11% increase from last year. So just wonderful. We've got great prizes for the kids. The youth services department does a great job going into the schools and doing the outreach, hyping them up for summer. I just wanted to share some really positive interactions that the youth services and adult services department have had this summer. I think it's really heartwarming to put it all together. So we had a K-pop Demon Hunters party, and a mom came up and thanked the library staff for putting it together. She said, "You guys always do such a great job. We came for the Mario party last year, which had over 600 people attend, and it was fantastic." She even shared images with us and on Facebook and thanked us again. She also, our staff person overheard her singing the praises to multiple other caregivers. Similar comments at Dino Day. People were saying the library always puts on the best events. I love this. They get to be little paleontologists. This is so cool. There was a mom and her 12-year-old who came in, and they were excited about our new Between program. So it is an after-school program on Wednesday afternoons, early release just for tweens. We have our teen hangout every Wednesday, but this is for our tweens, and they get to do fun things, play video games, eat snacks, do different crafts and activities. So they're planning to just launch even more in fall. We launched it this summer, but it's definitely going to be a big hit once school starts. We had a tween DIY ice cream event. Whenever we have tweens aging out into the teen category, it's always it's bittersweet, right? They get to experience all the teen programs, but there's just so much for everybody. So really what's really special about this library is we offer so much for every single age group, and our tween programs have taken off so much over the past few years. Megan, our children's services librarian, said just last night, a woman told me they always enjoyed coming to the library and in the children's area especially. And this patron said there's just been a great vibe the last couple of years. So that's really exciting to hear. We have the scavenger hunt constantly going in the children's library where kids look for the hidden pictures around the children's library. And that's great because they get familiarized with our collection and where things are. In June, we had 782 scavenger hunt completions, and that beat our record from last July, which was 676. So that's how many kids are going around the library, learning where the nonfiction books are, the graphic novels, and they're having fun while they're doing it. They're not necessarily realizing that they're learning where everything is, but it's a fun way to get them really immersed into what we have to offer. On the adult side, we have gotten so much feedback from adults. They're so excited that they have something where they can win some really cool prizes donated from the community. They're so shocked that this is something that's available to them. A lot of the caregivers and parents, they register their children at the youth services desk, and then they come right up because they realize that reading to their children counts as reading for them. So they're able to win prizes for reading to their kids, which is awesome.
I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, you should. It's so much fun and the prizes are seriously phenomenal. The big highlights for adult services this summer is trivia and the puzzle tournaments. The puzzle tournaments are so popular. We had 41 at the first puzzle tournament and there's 45 registered for the one at the end of this month. There's also some really cool smaller programs happening. One that our adult services librarian Samantha is doing, it's called Transcribe-a-thon. So it has a team of patrons who come in with their laptops and they transcribe historical documents that are publicly available, where a lot of it's the old cursive letters or diaries. And so you sit there and you transcribe it so that these texts can be fully searchable. So we have patrons who are coming into the library and truly making history accessible for people throughout the entire world. So that's been fantastic. Very, very great news. We have a job fair next week here at the library. There's 15 local employers who coordinated with Job Center of Wisconsin. It was a wonderful program last year. The whole building was just vibrating with excitement. And there is a free laptop giveaway this year to people who qualify, for people to take home and work here and work on their job search. So the laptops are specifically for people to fill out job applications, work on upping their skills so that they can get jobs, and it's a free giveaway. So I think we're gonna see a lot of people.
What day is that job fair?
The job fair is next Thursday.
Who sponsors that?
That is the Job Center of Wisconsin. So that's gonna be really wonderful as well. So we're doing so many cool things that really fit. There's something for everyone. And then of course, the backbone of the library, while all of these amazing programs and things are happening, we have our circulation department and our technical services department who are keeping the books coming in on the shelves and unboxing the 20-25 bins of books every day that we get from other libraries or returns, making sure the books are on the shelves. So there's so much happening and it's just the best time of year this is our Super Bowl. This is summer library program is our Super Bowl. So, and honestly, we're winning. So it's wonderful.
That's awesome.
So I just wanted to share that with you because it's been a really fun, busy, great summer. And something really important to keep in mind is we're able to do this and beat these records even with the reduced staff and reduced hours, and we're still continuing to break records. So huge shout out to the staff,
Yes.
every single member of the team.
It's great.
Absolutely. All right. Next is the village trustees report.
Yeah, only one, I would say, really hot topic since we last met for the village board, and that was the conditional use permit for the 80-foot cellular tower that was gonna go downtown or proposed to go downtown. I know Facebook got very excited about it. I received just about 70 emails all against, and it did fail unanimously on the village board. Don't believe it's the end of, don't wanna, try to speculate too much, but may not be the 100% end of it, so we'll kind of see what's coming up down the road. But that was really the highlight of since we last met.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to actually see all sides coming
Yeah.
together on that one. That was actually really.
Yeah, there were no
heartwarming
party
to see.
lines. Yeah.
Yep, didn't
Yeah.
matter. Everybody was against it.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
right there.
Next
Yeah.
is the school district report.
Yep, the Menomonee Falls School District office is fully relocated to Ben Franklin Elementary, so we're on the ball field side of Ben Franklin Elementary. I'm saying that because the Google Map to our new address isn't quite working yet, but I'm told that takes a little while in order to take hold. But our tech team is working on that. But there's a canopy there that says district office, so just walk under the canopy and into the door that says district office. And we are taking multiple meetings, new enrollments. Everything is fully operational out of that environment. My office isn't in that zone. I'm actually in the building, but close to that zone, just that is a cost savings to the taxpayers of about $2 million over 10 years. We used to pay rent here at the Village Hall. We love the Village is great, but we were leasing in a long-term lease, and now we're not at all anymore. So made a change in the curriculum department, pretty big change. Put in charge, I split curriculum into two parts. So now there's a director of elementary curriculum and a director of secondary curriculum. So they're people we know. So Jenny Camlingson was the principal in one of our buildings at Valley View. She's now director of elementary curriculum. She's also in charge of GT. It's not called GT anymore. It's called talent development. And then Lynn Grimm, who's been in the district for a while, many years. She's taking over secondary curriculum. They're both former principals, so we're excited for them to be directly engaged with our teachers and our staff. So it's a little bit of a shakeup that way, but it's in order to, we're doing real well with our teaching and learning, and we just want to continue to move forward in a positive way. So we're looking forward to that change. It's already been instituted. And Dave Peters, who a lot of people know, he's been in the district as a teacher and a principal for multiple years. He's currently the assistant principal at Ben Franklin until a couple days ago. Now he's the principal at Valley View Elementary. So he's taken care of over there. We do have other new administrators who are just coming online, new assistant principals in the elementary. That'll be public in a few weeks. But aside from that, we received our DPI aid release. And like most districts, or the majority of districts in the state of Wisconsin, we are receiving less state aid, 8.11% less. So about 60% of all districts in the state, 252 districts, are receiving less aid this next year than last year. That's a projected number. The real number will come in October. So we're down 8.11%. We'll know the actual number in October. So that's not great news.
How much money is that you're down?
I'm sorry?
How much money are we be down? Like, what does that mean?
Oh, millions.
Tens of millions or millions or?
Well, our deficit, our structural deficit is gonna be anywhere from, it'll be $1 million in the 2017, we're balanced for the 26-27. So, we're projecting a balanced budget for this coming school year, but the next school year, there's a structural deficit of about $1 million. We're working on that. My real concern is the 28-29. So, you know, we work out in the biennium budgets. So about $1 million structural deficit in a year. We're balanced for this year, but the year after that is my real concern, because that structural deficit is projecting at about $4 million. But there'll be more on that there'll be surveys coming out to the community in the next few months. So there'll be a lot more about that. Some great news about our AP test. We had 150 more people take advanced placement tests this year. That's really good. It's almost 100 more than last year, and our pass rate is still above 85%. So that's really good. You can be higher. There's districts that are higher than that. You know, like Arrowhead is 95, 96%, which is great, but we'll take 85. You know, we've been right around 85% pass rate for multiple years. So we're excited about that. Great news out of AP, advanced placement. So they get college credit when they score high enough, but also high school credit. So it's like a dual credit opportunity. We hosted a state safety training. Safety is part of our strategic plan. It's always a big thing for us. We have 3 full-time school resource officers that are also police officers in the district. But we had the state come in, the Office of School Safety, Department of Justice Office of School Safety. They did a massive school safety training at our high school. So we hosted it. It was a threat assessment and a management protocol. So we're excited to bring in other police officers, but also school personnel to kind of focus on school safety using our facilities. So that was great. We received 2 huge donations. One, $8,100. It was an anonymous donation to pay for unpaid food balances at Ben Franklin. That was great. Wanted to stay anonymous, and they wrote a nice statement about wanting to help children that didn't have much money for food. And then in that same month, and they're not connected, we received $125,000 from a anonymous, and it's confirmed, we've already put the money in the bank, donation to pay for unpaid balances. So my directive to the principals is regardless if students have money or not, that they're gonna eat. And if there's a negative balance, we'll figure it out in the end. We had over $100,000 of negative balances. And this essentially, instead of people going to collections or having to pay and start with things they owe in the past, this allowed all that to be zeroed out. So that's just great news. So together, it's over $130,000 in donations just this month. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, we'll do a
Oh
special
my
session on that, which, yeah, 125,000. When I saw the check, I was like, is it one of those checks you get in the mail, you know? where-
Yeah, right? Like,
So then you get kind of suspicious right away, and which we have a great business department, you know, Caitlin and her team is awesome, and they started looking to making sure, let's just make sure before we, you know, so that was just an outstanding donation. That was also anonymous through a school nutrition angel fund. It came through the Chicago Community Foundation, which is a foundation that does these sorts of things for people anonymously. So great news. Summer school update, everything's going really well. We're ready, we're gonna be finishing second session of summer school this week. We have over 2,000 enrollments in summer school, so we're very active, including at Ben Franklin where we are. So it's great being in a building again as a district office, because kindergartners will just walk into my office because I'm right between the cafeteria and the gym at Ben Franklin, and I'll walk them out and try to help them find where they're going, and it's great. So our summer school will end this week. Everything's going really well. We pushed food service into summer school for the first time this year. It's very successful with the younger kids, not so much with the older kids, but it's always great to try to push those services from the regular year into the summer school. So we're excited about that change. One thing for tomorrow, because it's gonna be so hot, there's a green, yellow, orange, red, purple kind of ozone protection where they talk about different levels of danger just based on the heat and the heat index, and now that we have the smoke moving in. So I'm setting a protocol, which I unofficially did a couple years ago, but now it's gonna be a standard protocol that limiting the duration of outdoor activities and or canceling programs if we get up to the level 151, which is red, which it looks like we may. So then we would just move things inside and keep, instead of, you know, having them being active and outside activities, moving things inside. But also our community ed and rec. So we run the rec department for the village or for this area. So all of the rec, Mr. Hussein and all the rec department, and just be very conscious of that. We're gonna have a protocol set in place for all the programs that we run. Just take care of yourself out there. It's gonna be pretty hot, and it looks like Canadian wildfire smoky as well, is what I can tell. So aside from that, the last big thing is back to school fair. We did get the first email out. So if you're a district parent, you should have received a message about August 12th and 13th, as I looked over to two district parents right over there. So August 12th and 13th is the back to school fair. So it's about a month out, a little less than a month out, August 12th and 13th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I sent that initial email out. There'll be more communications. The first email went out July 6th, but the back to school fair is when we do everything in one location for all 6 buildings. So instead of all 6 buildings, if you have children in 2 buildings or 3 buildings, instead of having to go to all the different buildings, you just come to the high school, great gym, all the pictures, fees, all the principals, and all the materials are there. We started this my first year. We've made some changes over the years to keep improving it, moving some things, making sure things in the right location. So it's usually a very good day, couple of days, and it's 2 days, August 12th, 13th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So same time each day. That was one of the feedback loops from the parents. I had some different times on some different days, which was confusing. So we're covering lunch and supper time on both days of the back to school fair. That's it. Any questions?
We will be at the back to school fair again, signing people up for library cards, so.
It's always a busy time,
It
right?
is, yeah.
I had a question, actually. Have you been following the lawsuit about, I think it's at the Wisconsin Supreme Court right now, about the funding for schools?
Yes.
Any news on it?
Well, there's gonna be appeals, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I've been following it, but there's no direct effect on us in the short term, from what we can tell.
Right.
I really don't see any direct effect in the short term.
Right,
What really needs to happen is the state funding formula needs to change. Because over 80% of school districts in the state, including us, the funding formula hurts us. You know, because we don't even have any inflationary increases, so it is what it is in terms of that.
Mhm.
You know, if people are gonna get raises, that's not accounted for in how we're compensated. So there's a big gap. And that's where the structural deficits come in that I was mentioning before. We're balanced for the 26-27. We worked real hard to be projecting a balanced budget with our staff and our money and our fund balance. The next year, it's about $1 million short, which is still doable. Tough, but doable. The year after that is the cliff, 3 years. But I don't see an immediate effect because there's likely gonna be appeals.
Well, I mean, after the Supreme Court,
It's
you think it's gonna go all the way up?
it's complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it depending on how that goes, we don't see an immediate effect on us. We don't see how, like, where that's gonna come from. Like, where the dollars are gonna come from.
I think, isn't the question though, whether DPI gets to decide
Mhm.
where the money goes or the legislature?
Right. But in either instance, it has to do with surplus dollars.
Okay,
So because there's a revenue limit, right?
right,
So it has to do with the revenue limit.
Okay.
And if the village doesn't have to handle a revenue limit. They have impact fees, they have all these other things. Good for them, happy for them. A lot of other public entities don't have a revenue limit. So when my dad was on a board in Fond du Lac back in the 80s, there was no revenue limit. School boards could put their mill rate wherever they wanted to. They could just set it. And so people that remember back in the day, the law changed in 93. I mean, it's from then to now is what we're really talking about. So there's other factors, I guess that's what I mean, is there's only one pot of money and that's political.
right. I was just wondering if they make the decision that, you know, because it was the legislature that set the rate,
Right,
but DPI went and said, no.
right.
So I guess that was where I was thinking, if they say it's an increase and they rule in their favor with the legislature, would that not mean that you would get more funding?
Yeah, my recommendation to the legislature is to fix the funding formula. The funding
Yeah.
formula is it's mathematical insanity for the majority, over 80% of the public school districts in
Right.
the state. It makes no sense. And they know it. They know it, because they disconnected inflationary increases from the dollars that, you know.
Yeah.
So there's more there. There's a lot, it's a lot deeper discussion. It's a good point you're bringing up. But there's other lawsuits that are out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's a political,
Yeah.
you know, machination. The funding formula.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy here too, but
So once they put money into the funding formula, it doesn't really help us. Because of the revenue limit.
okay.
That was the problem with
Got
the
that.
deal the governor tried to make. I was fine with the deal. because we got more special education money, but it made it look like we were actually getting money that was flowing back to property tax relief. It comes through the school, but because we have revenue caps, right? If we were the village with the village's rules, we would just take all the money in. Well, that's not. So if you really don't understand how that formula works,
Mm-hmm.
when they say they're giving us 2.5 million, let's say, okay, it's not actually 2.5 million, it's more like 800,000 with different money flowing through the district back to taxpayers, which is great. I'm not saying that's bad, right? I live here too, but that's because of revenue limits. If revenue limits didn't exist, 2.5 million would be 2.5 million.
Right.
And I could show you on a formula, but better than I can explain it, but that's the easiest way to understand that, you know, the best way for us to get more money is to get special education dollars.
Right.
Because those
That
are
actually
dollars
comes
that
to
come
you.
directly to us in that formula piece.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was fine with the deal for that reason. But there's bad parts to the deal, you know,
As there always is, yeah.
yeah, right? You know, I mean, I and most superintendents that I know, I won't put any else, I don't know a superintendent that didn't like the deal. Because we were getting more money for special education,
Right.
you know, were there bad parts of the deal for everybody in the state? I don't know, sure, I don't know about that, that has nothing to do with me. But we would have received more special education money. Because right now it's, I don't know, less than 40% of our actual expenses.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
sorry, longer answer to a complicated question.
That's okay. We can discuss outside of here. All right, next is the library friends reports.
Friends did not have a meeting this month, it's their month off, but there were activities, a few things. We did have that give back event at Three Sellers on June 20th. I got $260 from that. We had a table there with various library items on it. It was from 12 to 6. I worked it 4 hours and some of the friends volunteers, which was a good experience to talk with people about the library, from hearing how their kids love the library to the woman whose husband was not feeling well and they came here and got the blood pressure monitor
Oh, nice.
and checked him and said there was a problem, went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, wow, that's really good, your library has that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a nice little plus. To someone saying, hey, the trees over here, there's a couple that are looking bad. Yep, we know that. We're talking about that. We're working on that. Latitude, people talking about their favorite food is at Latitude. So that was, and surprises people not knowing all the things the library has. So that was very good. The next give back is October 15th at Third Space Innovation Brew House. So we did that last year. It was very successful. A lot of work, I mean a lot of work, emails all over about the September 8th Forever Library Park dedication and celebration. That will be from 5 to 8. And the work involved is finding food trucks to come. And then learning that you have to get a permit
Mm-hmm.
from the village to get the food truck and then, well, maybe we have to find who's got the permit already. So a lot of work there. And then looking at other activities to have different people come in for activities that kids and families can do. So that's turning out to look like a pretty big event. And it's another one where I look at the Friends organization, the volunteers, and the amount of time they put in. And their passion is just a wonderful resource for the library.
Yes. Definitely, they've definitely helped us out a lot.
Scott, will the village
give you a list of who already has permits and then you just work off of that?
We got is that where we got the list from?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
so we got the list, so, yeah, using that.
All right. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, August 19th at 6 PM, and we are adjourned.